Not even any Kabouter Plop.
Oh, I know Kabouter Plop. Is that Studio 100?
Yeah, that's
Of course I know about Kabouter Plop.
Of course, yeah. Oh, look at that tag for Sadie. Yes, because if people at the home don't know, Oración has recently started dating famous, what's it called, UK e-celebrity Fortune.
E-celebrity is a nice way to put e-girl.
I wouldn't quite. It's actually e-maiden.
E-maiden?
That's the word for it in the UK.
Oh,
Yes.
really? I mean, I feel like you get all your UK info from Afro Smash Twitter account.
Nah. She, like, everyone calls her an e-maiden. I did.
True? Okay.
Yeah. So it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. It's a UK thing, but it's a thing nonetheless. So I'm very happy for those two. Valentine's Day is coming up. So.
Although I have to say, I'm gonna be real with you, I do not envy the long distance relationship.
Oh yeah, no, those can be very, very difficult at times for sure. But that's why Oración is working very, very hard to get that money so they can move. They can move in at some point with each other and maybe like meet up as much as possible.
Right.
Fun fact: we're all going to Dokumi together, like all the cosplay guys, and Oración is gonna carry all of our cosplay stuff.
The mule.
The mule, indeed. That's the faith of anyone dating a cosplayer. That's how it goes. Anyway, speaking of which, Valentine's Day is coming up. If you don't have anyone yet, DM me. My Twitter is aptin_ssb. Anyways, Xetroz finally putting in his tag.
This man is on the quest.
Oh, of course. As ABR members would know. Either way, I forgot who Xetroz plays. Pokemon trainer, Greninja?
Yes, that's completely correct. Mainly Greninja.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of Greninjas in Europe, like a lot.
Greninja's pretty good, you know.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. Like the pancaking, the safe moves on shield, the kill confirms, of course, the good frame data, the good ground speed, and having good defensive options as well with the Shuriken and the Forda.
Definitely a character I want to dodgy bracket.
For sure.
It's one of those characters that both has a pretty good, pretty scary neutral, and this crazy comeback power with a lot of kill confirms.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that Greninja destroys all of my characters as well. Very, very annoying. I'm not sure how well Samus does.
Pretty bad.
No, I can imagine, because she can just kind of just jump over all the projectiles and neutral.
Right. So, you know, of course, Samus, like a lot of projectile characters, they scare you to play on the ground, then you jump, and then you get walled out by an aerial. A lot of projectile characters do this, and Greninja, with the second highest jump in the game, just under Falco, I believe. Yeah, actually jumps over the full hop walling aerial of all the characters.
Oh, gee, yeah, no, that's true actually. So if you do hate zoners, Greninja is a great choice for you. So, I mean, considering all the talk on Twitter lately about how zoners are awful to play against, I would imagine that the Greninja will only rise in popularity, especially in Europe now that we have Ice Studying, I don't know if Shuck still plays him, but he seems to kind of dislike Greninja in this game. He's been playing more boy, but he's there as well.
I don't know why though, like, Greninja seems very similar to Special Greninja from an outside perspective.
Yeah, I guess he lost a lot of his really cool combos, like the footstools and stuff, but now he has up air drag downs, which are pretty cool as well. And how can we forget Tarek? Of course. Of course.
We couldn't.
We definitely couldn't. He's basically a duchy as well. He is like arguably, not even arguably maybe, top 10 in Europe. He's doing super well on the circuit. He's been making upsets. He's now ranked number 2 in Germany, which is the region that Quick is from. That's no small feat for sure. But anyway, I thought it was the regular Bridge of Elden for a second. It's Omega form. Okay.
Omega. Oh, I thought it would be a button test, but I guess it's not. And I do have to compliment them on their taste of Omega's.
Twilight Princess fanboy.
Yes, and it looks beautiful here on the Nintendo Switch.
The music is great as well, of course. Also, I wonder if they ripped the background from the recent Twilight Princess HD remake and removed a bunch of the assets. But I'm sure, just as a lot of Smash Ultimate stages work, the background objects could just be 2D. We don't know.
We don't know. What I do know is that Pit is definitely one of the characters who has the speed to go toe-to-toe with Greninja.
Oh, for sure. Like, his frame data is great, and he has pretty good range on top of that as well. So if there's anyone who could box with Greninja, it is definitely Pit. And I don't really agree with people, like, a lot of tier lists have been coming out again recently, and I always see people putting Pit in, like, low tier, low mid tier. I just don't agree with that, especially when I see Oración play.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is a bit underrated because he is not as much of a dumpster fire as he was in Smash 4. But I will say he definitely doesn't go over high mid tier for me.
Yeah, no.
He he just doesn't have that extra, you know, extra juice.
Yeah, he doesn't have much juice, he doesn't have much sauce, but the
He is
Oración
slapping the
definitely
juice
does.
out of Xetroz.
Yeah, also both of them are playing purple skins. I like that.
I like
it's
that too.
very thematic. But either way, like Oración's super aggressive playstyle makes Pit look way better than he probably is at times. Like when I see him play, and when he uses that down B and disadvantage, it just looks genuinely broken. Like what do you do against it? You can't throw an aerial against it.
Right. Even though we know it's not that great of a move, and that's the mark of a great player when they make characters look much better than they actually are. Well, that's Oración.
Yeah, for sure. Like he's played Palutena for a while as well. I believe that was the character, his go-to character for a while in bracket. But I guess like I've seen a lot of people just go back to their Smash 4 mains recently.
Right, same pattern we've seen with Bayonetta. You know, they pick up a different character at the start because the old one just doesn't seem to have the sauce, and then they slowly move back.
Yeah.
And what I'm most impressed by so far with Oración is that somehow, some way, with aerials, he's managing to stuff out these pancake height approaches from Xetroz and getting some kills off of it too.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that he's managing to hit Xetroz that much at all. But like, okay, great jump read from Xetroz right there, getting rid of that stock finally.
Still, a full stock lead by Oración is just a testament to how well he's been playing. It's not easy at all, regardless of the character you play, to stuff out these running pancake height approaches from the ninja, but Oración's making it work. Xetroz is pretty great himself though. Let's see if he can make a comeback.
Yeah,
if anyone can do it, it's him.
Yeah, no, exactly, because like if Oración keeps slacking here, definitely can't afford to, because if you give Greninja even a little bit of momentum, he's very similar to Fox in that way. He's gonna take it, he's gonna run with it and do so much damage, and wow, another read out of down throw.
Cool mix-up from Xetroz using that Shadow Sneak.
Yeah, like I guess he predicted that he would choose another option after reading the jump out of down throw earlier, so he went for the Shadow Sneak. Very smart option there.
Yeah,
and
you just want air dodge versus Greninja because you fear the forward so much. You always want air dodge, especially because you know it's a bit hard to land on air dodge that have been read as well. Because of the, and another
shadow sneak. That was so cool actually. Yeah, no, Greninja has so many options to keep his opponents in their frame traps and do so much damage off of them. It's very cool to see.
Okay, Xetroz have been working on a comeback, but here comes a forward throw. Is it enough? No, it is not, because he mashes out.
Yeah, despite the great efforts from Xetroz to make this comeback, he is still in a very disadvantageous position. And as we all know, okay, yeah, Oración was pretty good at closing out stocks with his super aggressive playstyle. Game 1, going to Oración with a JV2.
I am actually amazed with how accurate he is with those aerials. Such a fast, slippy, unusual character as Greninja is just getting hit over and over again in spaces where I just wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, for sure, it's pretty crazy. And oh, okay, and another stage that's being chosen for the music, I believe. Okay, no, they're probably just banning now because Norfair. I know you're a big Metroid fan. There's some pretty great tracks on that stage as well. Although it wouldn't be my go-to stage for some music. I would always check if there's Megalovania first and then go to one of the Fire Emblem stages.
Oh god.
Dude, when the Sans costume came out, every single time I had to play a tournament set, I always check like does this Switch have the Sans costume? Does this Switch have the Sans costume? And if it doesn't, yeah, you'll pick another stage. If it does, you'll pick Megalovania.
Right.
Oh.
When I counter pick, I always try to pick stages with the music that match the franchise of the character I'm playing. So it's usually Metroid or Donkey Kong.
Makes sense.
But these boys are going to Mario Circuit.
Very interesting. And he chose the bottom track for immediately. I was okay. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I can't hear the music right now, so I'm not sure if it's a good track or not. But I guess
it's alright. You know.
Yeah, I guess
it's Mario Kart 8, and Mario Kart 8 definitely has the best music out of every Mario Kart game.
Oh, for sure. I love the F-Zero remixes in that game.
Right. It's just, I mean, Ice Ice Outpost was one of the less impressive DLC tracks, but still a lot of fun to play. Now, well, I mean, you don't see any ice here.
Yeah, no.
Although Xetroz is playing cold, you know. Yeah. Look at this. He is cool. He is frosty. He is keeping his head, you know, just ice cold. No mistakes. Yeah. No weird rolls. He is playing just as solid as he was at the end of game 1, and that's exactly what he needs to do, because at the end of game 1 he was doing his best to put on a comeback, and he got pretty far. His lead on Oración's part was just a little too much. Of course, game 2 is a blank slate. It is a clean new chance, and he is making the most of it.
Yeah, no, decomposed Xetroz right here, definitely doing a lot of damage to Oración right now, not getting, oh, wow, great edge guard there, yeah.
Drop so near.
Yeah, you always see that come out from Oración, he goes super deep for his edge guards, and he kinda needs to, because that's one of the ways that, the Pit and Dark Pit get their kills, you know, but, oh, speaking of kills, Oración thankfully, out of the percentage where down tilt to forward there will kill, and I guess he has to dash attack to, up air now, because that works until, like, infinite percent, or just up throw here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there's that weird percentage that you can have versus Greninja where you feel oddly safe because you know you're just outside of kill confirm percentage, but you also know they can't quite kill yet with up throw.
Yeah, no, it's a very nice sweet spot to be in there, and Oración found himself in that sweet spot right there, not being able to capitalize that much because it doesn't last very long.
What are these recoveries from Xetroz? Counter upwards, down there downwards, and then just comes back aggressively with a forward there. You love to see it.
You definitely love to see it. Xetroz definitely knows his character very well if he feels comfortable enough doing these kinds of tricks off stage. Like, especially the substitute was a very fun way to come back. I've seen people use that a lot more because if people hit your shield with a long-lasting move, like for example Fox neutral air, Wolf neutral air, you can just kind of drop shield and counter and hit them for it anyway. It's a very weird kind of mechanic. But it's good for Greninja especially because having an out of shield option at all for this character is very nice because he isn't the best out of shield.
That's pretty much his only weakness in my personal opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty much.
Which is a big weakness. Fair enough, you know.
Yeah, like a lot of characters can punish, pressure Greninja a lot once they get up close, but of course you have to get up close at all, which means you have to go through the water shurikens and the forward air, and that's not always like the most fun journey to make.
It is not, fortunately, he is doing quite well in this game. Look at it, look at that. He is in a lead of about 65%. Oración has slowly but surely making his way back, you know, slowly but surely. But is it gonna be enough, you know, at this rate, if Xetroz can just keep it even, keep it back and forth, he will come out on top here in game 2.
Yeah, it would be very nice for Oración to get this stock at some point here, because if he manages to close it out, then that's it, that's the entire set, but I guess the set isn't over quite yet, because Xetroz is gonna take that stock and have a little bit of a lead to work with here, getting some damage on the board, some extra credit, look at that.
Right, and Pit is definitely not known for his comeback mechanics.
No, for sure, he's very honest, maybe too honest for his own good. Oh, going for the down air there.
If you want to have a cheesy early kill with Pit, you're gonna have to, you know, whip out that microwave, or at least with Dark Pit.
Oh wow.
Fortunately for Oración, Xetroz messes up a little on the DI, and he's probably a little bit earlier than he otherwise should have to the dash attack. That guy went straight up.
Yeah, I think so as well. And now Oración isn't even in that bad of a spot anymore. Okay, well, those hits didn't help, but like, there's definitely a way for him to bring this back and close out this game, but this is such a bad position to be in, getting a ledge trap by Greninja, him just having momentum.
Xetroz builds up that damage so quickly,
Oh, and neutral air. Okay, if he can get some kind of read out of it, neutral air not connecting sadly. And okay, was that single hit back there?
That's what it looked like. I don't even know it's true, but it just might be one of those setups that is so odd and so uncommon that the receiving player might just be, you know, a little caught off guard, waiting for that backer to finish, and then you get sliced by the forward smash.
No, I'm surprised that Xetroz managed to like react to that at all. That was such a quick like confirm. Like I've never seen it before. Like it almost looked like the backer tripped him or something, or like it kind of looked like he was laying on the ground after hitting that backer, and then obviously you can go right into F smash because F smash is relatively fast for a smash attack, but I'm just, wow, very shook that he even knew about that setup at all.
Very shook indeed.
Just very shook. Well, he's using a different color from shook, but...
Well, that's true, you know.
Invoking the spirit. Anyway, game number 3, Oración dropping the game there, but let's see if he can make his comeback on his own counter pick. It's gonna be Town and City.
I don't know if I like this for Pit, you know, it has a rather large blossom and Pit's skill power is not the best.
Isn't the best indeed, and it's not very nice to give Greninja a lot of room to zone as well and run away, of course, because Greninja is pretty good at those things, and having those long jumps as well to reach the upper platforms is pretty nice for him.
Not to mention this stage is basically FD for a third of the game, which, you know, another stage that Greninja just loves, but sometimes confidence is more important. excellent Guardian Orbiter, saving him from the Shadow Sneak mix-up.
That was so nice, actually. Oración saving himself from disadvantage hell against Greninja and getting back on the stage and taking the lead as well. This is such a good position for him. Can he get this stock? He might be able to.
The unbelievable precision on the way Oración uses his aerials. My lord.
There was a perfect edge guard. Great stuff from Oración right there. Getting that stock and getting into the lead, but now he's getting edge guarded himself. That's not good.
Fortunately, he has the Guardian Orbiters, does not even have to worry about those water shurikens. And of course, he can go as deep as he likes due to the travel distance on the power of flight. And he is working on expanding this lead. Xetroz wants that 4 there. He wants that dash attack because it connects into a 4 there. Can he get it? No, excellent air dodge by Oración, and he is back at the ledge.
Yeah, he is so good at escaping those disadvantageous positions just by going back to the ledge very smartly, not picking the wrong options whenever he's in the air after a dash attack or a down tilt, and of course using the Guardian Orbiters. Speaking of Orbiters, I'm sure his girlfriend has plenty of them on Twitter as well, but great way to take the stock better with the tipper F-tilt.
I didn't even know that killed. I thought that was exclusive to normal pit, but I guess things are a little bit different here in Ultimate.
Yeah, no, maybe they gave that to Dark Pit as well. In this game, I'm not sure, but either way...
It's a very nice thing to have.
Oh, for sure, like, especially if you're a character like Pit who has a little bit of trouble killing sometimes. Like, of course, there's that forward throw in some situations that is pretty decent at the ledge, especially on this ledge, because it's very... Oh, wow, this might be a free stock now that I think about it.
Right, we are on our way. Xetroz has to pull out some big moves if he wants to.
That was a pretty good move.
That was a pretty good move. I love the way Xetroz is using that Shadow Sneak. It's definitely one of the things about him as a player, where if you don't even see a player cam, if you don't see a tag, if you just see a Greninja, you can kind of tell it's Xetroz by the way the Shadow Sneak is used.
Yeah, no, for sure. He definitely likes the Shadow Sneaks, and they've all been working out pretty well for him so far. Like, he's using those in a very, very cool way. He's gotten at least 3 stocks with it so far, which is, in theory, one entire game.
And you see Xetroz slowing down the game a little, but he whiffs a grab, and that brings him off stage, which is not where you want to be. Oración has gotten a couple of great edge guards already. Is this gonna be the last one?
Oh,
not
maybe
quite.
if he gets a back air here. Okay, very smart of Xetroz to go low there, and that's gonna be it. Yes.
Yes, it is.
That was a 2 stock on low percent as well.
Yeah, very convincing game 3 for Oración. His edge play was just amazing. If you were off stage, you had a hard time getting back. If you were on the ledge, you had a hard time getting back on stage. If you got past him, you better run for your life, because you know he is quick with the reactions and he's chasing you down.
For sure, for sure. And what I also like is that Dark Pit is actually a very good sport. If you look at the victory screen there, he's giving his opponent a fist bump.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a fist bump.
You can interpret it as one, I believe. Either way.